The standard box arrives with red and blue phasers. You will also receive a master controller and a spare phaser. A master controller is used to start and end games and can also reactivate deactivated phasers. With each shipment, regardless of the phasers you're hired, you'll get 2 medic boxes to reactivate the players once they have been deactivated. To tell the teams and for good hygiene, red and blue bandanas are included. The headbands mount on top of the bandanas and you can order extra bandanas if needed. 2 keys are packed and this is required to turn on the phasers. Inside the information envelope is a packing list. It is very important that as soon as you receive or collect the goods, you check the contents against the packing list, which is located at the bottom of your welcome letter, and immediately report anything missing. Keep the packing list. It is handy for when you pack your equipment away, and it's a great way to make sure you return everything. Your return shipping paperwork is also in the information envelope, along with the instructions. Before the phaser is shipped to you, they are preset at our depot to the most appropriate settings to enhance your fun on the day. To use these settings, simply turn the phaser on with the key. In 5 seconds, the phaser will have loaded and the settings would be ready to use.
Game start.
Each phaser is preset with the cool sci-fi sound effects. The teams are colour-coded so that the players on one colour team can only tag players on the other team. Teams are colour-coded by the headbands. Range is set to medium, which provides about 80 metres, which is plenty for most playing areas. To play, you'll need a bandana and a phaser, which has a headband attached to it and a head sensor. First, put on your bandana timed at the back. Notice we use the colour of the bandana to tell the teams apart. Next, put the headband over the bandana with the twirly sensor cable to the back so it doesn't go in front of your eyes. The cable goes under your arms so it's out of the way during the play. A gamer can be tagged 5 times before they are deactivated. On top of the phaser you'll find a red dot scope. The red dot scope is used for aiming. When the phaser is turned on, the red dot is automatically switched on. Remember during the game to aim at the opponent's sensor. Also at the front is a 40mm diameter tube. This is where the infrared light comes out. It is important during gameplay that this tube is kept clear of cover. The beam is fairly narrow, so you'll need to aim. It is very important to turn the phaser off with the key whenever they are not in use. This will save a lot of battery power and means more playtime for everyone. The phasers are water resistant. You're very welcome to play in light rain. However, play should be postponed during heavy rain or storms, with the phasers stored under cover or switched off. As well as trying to tag the opponents, you should try and hide during the game to make it harder for the opponents to tag you. The first 2 times you are tagged, you will hear a near-miss sound effect like this.
You're tagged.
And then you will hear the deactivated sound effect on the final tag like...
You're deactivated.
In some games, when you are deactivated, you are out of the game, while in others, you may get lucky and receive a reactivation. A reactivation brings your phaser back to full health. Normally, reactivations are done by the medic box assigned to each team. The player goes to your team's medic box. Upon a successful reactivation, your phaser will say,
Reactivate.
During play, the headband must stay on your head. Don't cover the sensor with your hands or any carried objects. That's cheating. With each shipment, 2 medic boxes are included. They are used to reactivate the players. When a medic box is first turned on, the display should show this. If it does, simply push the large button to activate the unit. Note that only deactivated phasers can be reactivated and only phasers assigned to the same team as the medic box can be reactivated. When using a master controller to start or end a game, this will reset the reactivation counter. Your goal is to try and tag your opponents before they tag you. To do this, you need to aim at the sensor. There is a sensor mounted on the phaser and 2 more infrared sensors that are attached to a headband. When you have an opponent's sensor in your scope, pull the trigger. With our science fiction theme, when your ammo is empty, the phaser automatically starts to reload. Your ammo can be topped up anytime by pushing the red button and then letting go. The top up will take a few seconds. You will know when you have tagged someone because you will hear the phaser say, "Tagged." Tag them 5 times and you will hear,
Deactivate.
If you try and tag an already deactivated player, you will hear,
Already deactivated.
The phasers are colour-coded for each team. This means the players on the red team can only tag players on the blue team. A master controller is supplied with each hire. It will be a phaser without a head sensor. A master controller by radio control can start and end games, reactivate phasers by infrared, and set a game timer so the game automatically ends after a specified period. The default function of a master controller is to perform reactivations. To change the mode, use the left and the right buttons on the master controller. Pushing the down or the left button will go to the next mode. The end function will cause all phasers and medi boxes to enter game over state while retaining all the game statistics on each phaser for viewing by the players. Time games are commonly used in many games, especially at a fete or festival. Use the set game timer function to define how long the next game will be. And when you start the new game with the start command, the timer will then kick off and will automatically end the game when the time is up.